Hey, what's going on YouTube? UA Reviews here, and today I've got a comparison review video on the Under Armour Nitro football gloves and the Under Armour Highlight football gloves. Okay, so in today's video I'm going to be talking about some of the main differences between these two gloves, things that I like and don't like about each one of them, kind of comparing them side by side, but really in the comparison review I'm going to be talking about really my opinions on which gloves I like better over the other, either the Under Armour Nitros or the Under Armour Highlight gloves. So, and we'll also kind of compare cost effectiveness because, you know, one glove is about $10 more than the other. So when you look at the gloves cosmetically, you know, they're both pretty much the same, other than the Highlight gloves having the comp fit, kind of the wrist sleeve on here. But one thing that I did like about the UA Nitros was the wrist closure. I did feel like it was a step up above last year's gloves, the Under Armour Warp Speeds. I feel like it was one of the more better fitting gloves. And on fit, I would have to give it to the Under Armour Nitro gloves. That was the best fit glove out of these two. Now, with the Highlights, it kind of, now, in my review, I showed you guys how well they fit on me, how tight they fit around my wrist. That's not going to work for everybody. Some people have smaller or thicker wrists, and it may not work. You know, if you have a smaller wrist, you know, it may not fit as tight around there or give you the most protection that you would need. Not to say that this has a lot of protection, but it's just kind of nice. Like, it just has a good fit around it, I believe. Another downside kind of about, you know, having this you know, wrist structure around here is you don't have any kind of strap. So I mean, I hope if they do bring the Highlight gloves back next year, they come, you know, they build them with a strap. I feel like they probably will to, you know, make them adjustable. So that would be one thing that's kind of missing on the Highlight gloves this year. And I think they will bring, you know, in my personal opinion, I really do think they'll have some type of wrist closure on the new Highlight gloves that come out for next year. As far as grip, both have maintained their grip. I've took care of both of these very well, and you know, as far as catching the ball, both performed very nicely. I had a good ball feel when I was catching the ball. You know, I was able to hold on to it. You know, equally, I had about as many catches with both of these gloves as I had, you know, all season using them. But you know, I really liked when I used my. For one thing, I really liked how the Under Armour Highlight gloves, you know, how when I caught the ball, how it felt when I caught it, because it felt like the gloves were just right there, and like it made just a huge difference having these gloves on. Now, like I said, you know, the grip is pretty much the same between both. You know, it's still Under Armour Grab Tack, but just something about the Highlight gloves, you know, how tight they fit around, how perfect of a fit they kind of were. You know, that it just made the gloves just feel a little bit better when I was catching the ball. The Nitros, you know, it just kind of felt like, you know, with the just kind of the normal closure, which I do like, but I just felt like the Highlight gloves had an overall little better ball feel for some reason. And also the little holes, as you can see there on the palms, that is on both gloves. So, and one thing that the ventilation system on the Highlight gloves is, you know, they've got a little more, few more vents. You know, this side, you know, if you compare it, the thumb and index finger side of the gloves, as you can see, the Nitros don't have any extra ventilation. So, I mean, is that a knock against them? No, but I feel like, you know, having this, you know, it made kind of a difference. Now, a few of the kind of downsides that I felt about the Highlight gloves, and I'll quickly show you here. When I was taking these off, I ripped, have a little hole there that I ripped and kind of come apart between the actual glove material and the grip. So as I was taking it off, I just heard a little rip and I thought, oh crap. And you know, it wasn't really, I blame myself for it because I didn't take enough time. I was trying to rush back to work and I was just pulling off the gloves fast and I accidentally ripped them. So I mean, that's not a knock on the gloves. You know, that's kind of on my part there that I ripped them. So I mean, it is what it is. It just happens. You know, I did get a lot of good use out of both of these gloves, so I'm very happy with how they've performed overall. And also I should say about the price, kind of comparing them side by side. So the Under Armour Nitro gloves costed $45 for me, and the Under Armour Highlight gloves were $55. So there's a $10 difference. And really, the big differences between these gloves are the Highlight gloves, have you that extra wrist protection, the comp fit. Highlight gloves, just kind of like how the Highlight cleats are. You have a little extra protection. Now, do I think that's worth the extra $10? I don't necessarily think so, because the gloves are just so similar in that the only difference really is the comp fit wrist sleeve. So, and being that if the Highlight gloves weren't didn't work out for you, maybe you didn't like the fit, and then you decide to go with the Under Armour Nitro gloves, that's still a great fit, because I liked either one of these gloves. I felt no real change in interchanging the gloves. I just really felt like they were some of the best gloves I had bought in a long time. Were and if I was to say which was my favorite, oh man, I really think I have to go with the Under Armour Highlight gloves. But that only downside was having a little better wrist opening, and just it's kind of hard to get them off too, and that's kind of why the reason they ribbed was because it was hard to get off. I was trying to get back, and it's like, so I would have to give it almost to the Nitro gloves, because it just feels like one of the most perfect gloves. So I feel like I like these a little more, but there's just so many. I really didn't find any flaws with these gloves, was the thing. So, like I said, I'm going to give it, I think I'm now going to have to change my mind in this video and say I'm going to have to go with the Under Armour Nitros. So, that's my opinion, and you guys can either take it for what it's worth, but that was really the two gloves here that I've, mainly wanted to review all season long, and, I've enjoyed both of them. So, hopefully this video helped you out, maybe understand maybe which gloves you liked better over the other. That's just really my opinion. You guys can take it for what it's worth, like I said. But overall, both great gloves. Just kind of figure out where you are as far as what gloves are going to fit you for the best position. These are skill position gloves, so whatever works best for you. I think you can't go wrong with either one of these gloves, in my opinion. But if the Highlight gloves, don't work for you, or you don't fill them out the whole way, you can always go with the Under Armour Nitros. So that's my comparison review of the Under Armour Nitros and the Under Armour Highlight football gloves. So if you guys have any more questions on these gloves, or need any more thoughts or opinions, leave them down in the comments below. I'll answer them. And if you guys would subscribe, check out my other football related reviews, check out my second channel for Football 101 and other day in the life videos that I do, and be sure to subscribe, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.